Alright. Welcome back, viewers, to our part 3. So, how to make a business card, part 3. So last time we stopped on this part here. Let's make some final touches. So you cannot just make a business card and call it company, then company slogan. No. So it's better put in the right assets. Like where there's company slogan, I typed something else. Where finance is made in company. Okay, then I had my logo there. Alright, so basically that's it. Then add on a drop shadow. So if you look at before, there's that shadow down there. So let's bring it back. So double click on this layer or that shape, select drop shadow. Make sure I just give it 859 or any, the angle 130. Okay, then I'll say okay. So you see a change. That's the shadow I gave it. And remember, I gave it opacity 55%, so it's a bit light if you look at it. So I'll copy this, right click, copy layer style, scroll down, select this shape, right click, paste, layer style. So we have a shadow there. So that will be my final composition for that part, for that front part of the business card. Remember, this is a part 3. So let's continue. So this one is always better to first group it. Okay, so go back to my layers, select those layers that deserve to be grouped. Make sure you first put them close. Okay, select that one, scroll down up to that part, then press shift, then you select that. So after doing that, Ctrl G. So this one we call it front. Double click on the name, call it front. Alright, let's continue. So this business card is front. So I want to now work on the back. Switch off that, switch on the back. The back is this one. Make sure the layer is selected. Okay, so first things first, Ctrl T to transform as you're pressing shift at the corner. Release the shift key, then manually transform. Alright, so now we are designing the back part of the business card, then confirm. So step 2, I think by now we know how to design that shape. Like I said, just bring your rectangle tool, draw it like that, check the color, good things black, then go to your direct selection, that tool there, click on that point, click on this point, then right click on this point here, this line here, then you say add anchor point, then move this one ahead, make that, then drag this one, like that, this. Okay, just in seconds, it's done. Then make sure you're pressing shift, go back to the direct selection, press shift, align that shape. Okay, should be straight like that. Then let's continue. So that shape is done. Then drag this picture on top, the back picture of the business card. So this shape is done. So the next part is how they bring out this design here. Okay, it gives you some illusion, but before we do that, let's make that background. That's so simple. So you can select a shape, just draw shape like this. Okay, it's black, but we don't want black. First move it down a bit. So I'm going to change the color. So make sure you're on the shape layer, shape tool, select that layer. That is when you see the fill colors. So select that fill color, click this part here, it brings up the color picker. Instead of picking the color here, just move your cursor to the color that you want in the canvas, select that color, say okay, and we have that background. So this one I'll rename it, double click on the name, call it BG, which means background, to be our background for that back design of the business card. So remember, I'd moved it down, so I'll move it up. It's the layer that is selected. So if I switch off properly, Ctrl T, transform it. Okay, then let's continue. So let's bring back the original. Now confirm, pressing enter, then bring back the original. So step 2, we have this, how they make that design there. So that one is so simple. Go to your layers, create an empty layer just above, then go to the rectangular marquee, draw a rectangle of that shape, like up to that edge of that shadow, like that. Make sure you're in an empty layer. Go to the brush tool, select your brushes, increase on the size, reduce on the hardness. Make sure your brush is big. Okay, so just do this. Just shade once, like that. Okay, that's it. Then go back here, remove off the original. So that's the shape, Ctrl D. Then what you do, you get your eraser tool, eraser, increase on the size of the eraser, increase on the size of the eraser. So just shade out that and this. Yeah, something like that. Alright, so go back to the move tool, then reduce on the opacity. So you go to your layers, reduce on the opacity of that layer, make it a bit light, the shadow, like that. So if I bring back the original, switch on, switch off. Okay, we can increase on the opacity. Then you can create a layer mask. So click on this mask here, add a layer mask, make sure it's selected, black is on top, white is down. Select your gradient tool, then make sure the gradient in the preset, you select the second one, which is foreground transparent. Foreground transparent, then that's when you say okay. Then you draw a line like this. Yeah, continue. Yeah, something like that. Then maybe you can now select back the side of your layer, reduce on the opacity. Okay, so basically that is how they make that design. So basically that is how they make that design. Alright, so before, after, the rest you can shade out these parts, but basically that was the concept behind. So the rest I'll just come up and then finish up these details. So check out my part 4. Alright, then we can finish up this business card in style. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned.